Hey guys, welcome back. Me Gimpy again. Want to complete out this game for you guys. This is the start of turn 4 of the Day of Here scenario I've been playing that you guys have been watching, and more than likely it's going to be the last one because they just do not have anything left. They have been absolutely crushed. But I want to get it finished out for you guys. I feel like I'm coming down with a cold or something, so I took a bunch of medicine and so the hell with it, try to get to where I don't sound as nasally so I can get at least this one finished up for you guys, just in case I am sick for a couple of days. And I wouldn't want to make a video during that, one, just because I wouldn't feel like it, and two, I wouldn't want you guys to have to listen to me all like congested and everything. So let's get started and get this finished up real quick. We're going to roll off on the roadblocks for the unit generation that they could possibly have. Hopefully there won't be any more mobs because they get mobs everywhere. Honestly, I want them just to roll high at this point and create no more units. 10, perfect. No units for this first one. The next one is this one south here. Let's take and roll on it. And actually that might just work out for me. All right, come on, stick in the hand here. 8, damn. Just enough to create a unit. And 0, 3, 4 is here. That actually maxes out the unit stack there, but I can handle that. I have an idea. Normally I would roll off to see if they have a support weapon, but all the support weapons counters in the game are on the board or still being held by people there. Because when a person dies carrying a support weapon, they do leave it in the square, so you could, or technically my guys could pick up this RPD and use it, but I'm not that overly worried about it. So let's take and roll off our initiative. There's a couple people left to rally. My Delta sniper needs to rally, which I hope he does rally, because I want to use him and the helicopter to attack these two squares while this helicopter goes over here after this other single counter. That way the only thing left on the board would be mobs. So let's take and roll for initiative. Brown is going to be for them as usual, white for me. I've got initiative and they have a 2, so, or I rolled a 6, they rolled 2. I've got initiative, so I'll attempt to rally first. Unfortunately, I do not have any bonuses. Being in a helicopter, as far as I understand the rules, does not constitute a terrain modifier bonus. So I don't think being in an armored vehicle counts. I might potentially be wrong on that one, but I read it over just to make sure, and if it's there, I missed it, so I'm gonna play it as it doesn't. So he's gonna need a 6 to rally. 6 or under. Roll over. 4, he rallies. Perfect, so now I have a helicopter, a Black Hawk with a sniper in it, ready to go. And you gotta be kidding me. Look at that, I dropped it and knocked it. All right, 1 second. Sorry about that, that's why you don't mix cold medicine and gaming. So let's take and do this guy. His morale is a 4 because of his wound, and he gets to subtract 2 because of the terrain modifier that he has. So he also will be a 6 or under to rally. Now I'd like to roll high so I can just take him out in one clean move. 9, perfect. He does not rally. So first move is going to be on me. And I'll tell you what, since he didn't rally, I can wait on him and I can go after these two guys first with my Delta team and helicopter. So we're going to move them to an adjacent square so I can get the bonuses. Go back into hover mode. We're going to use the Delta sniper to try to pick this guy out of the crowd. They are the only ones, Delta snipers are the only ones that can fire into a hex containing a mob and not automatically disperse the mob. So the sniper is going to fire at this counter while the helicopter is going to fire at these two counters that are here on the roadblock square. Let's take and roll off on that. Real quick, I'll roll a single real quick for the one counter who is has no terrain modifier, so it's just going to be his roll. He got a 2, so let's remember 2 for him, and then 2d6 plus 3, the 2 adjacent bonus, and the 1 firepower for my Delta Sniper. 4 plus the 3 that he got him up to a 7. Whew, that was close. 7 is automatically above his morale, so I'm not even going to bother to roll because that's an automatic casualties result for these guys. So picked off that one that could cause me some issues, and now the 4 machine gun power against these 2 guys from the helicopter against these 2 guys, and they do have a 1 terrain modifier for the roadblock. So 4 for me and 1 for them. I got an 8. They have a 3, so the difference is 5. It's good, so it's at least causing some damage. And let's take and flip over here to our direct fire table. 5 plus, first guy is an 11. Oh, 1 off, and it would have been an automatic kill. So that's unfortunate. Casualties there, and the next one's also going to be casualties. Yeah, 10, so it's casualties. Both of them took casualties, which is okay. I can deal with that. Took down both of those guys, or took down 1 and wounded the other 2. Let's see, for them, they've got a range 1 and then these 2 guys at range 1. So that's pretty much all they're going to be doing besides the mobs that are here. Where was this guy? I think I bumped him. Let's draw a card. Again, range 1, fire, enter melee. Something that you haven't seen the Somalis do is enter melee, and I haven't done that for them because it's really not advantageous for them to do it. If a Somali wants to enter melee, they have to pass a morale check just to do it. And there's something to do with like their leaders doing a bonus or something against it as well. They have some finicky rules. They can't just enter melee. They have to, at minimum, pass a morale check to do it. And then if they fail, I think it becomes ops complete for them and they just remain in their hex. So generally, you're not going to see the Somalis running into hand-to-hand combat with the American player. They will fire, and I'll tell you what, they have these guys and these guys both are going to be firing. It really doesn't matter who I start with first, so we'll start with their one they have the better chance of actually doing some damage with. Since there are 2 counters here, they will fire with a firepower of 1 plus the adjacency bonus, so they'll have 3 against my terrain modifier of 1. So let's hope that they roll low. Oh, that's bad. I got a 2 versus their 8, so they hit me with a 6. That is actually really bad. That's the best they've done this whole game. And you see, it's just the few little spawn counters that are causing me some issues. Leader, God, that is bad. He's going to be shaken at a minimum. That is bad juju. Ooh, 6, that's 12. That is double his morale, so they actually wounded my leader. Wow, that is outrageous. Which means I do not get the bonuses here on these guys. Oh no, he took the wound, he didn't take shaken, so he can still pass it on into his direct hex, so 7, 7 for those guys. With the 6 rolling on it, 4 plus 6 brings it up to 10, which means they're going to go to shaken. Damn, this is going to shake both my guys. And the other group, yep, is also a shaken result. See what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about, that I did not do them any justice by setting them up so bunched up at the start of the match. Had I had them spread out more, because individual counters like this, Somalis, can only stack to 2 in a hex. They can't stack more than that without a leader. But imagine a bunch of those all around my guys and having a lot more of those chances of just good rolls. And the way you got to think about that is these guys just spray and pray. They're not trained to hit on command and all that good stuff. But they do have a good chance of, hitting something when they just mass their firepower. That's pretty much what that is symbolizing. Wow, damn, that came out pretty bad for my guys. All right, we're going to take and what are we going to go with next? I'm going to take, should I take this helicopter and go over here and attack these 2 or attack this one? I'll tell you what, I'll leave this Delta guy to take this one, and we'll fly the helicopter down here to attack this hex with both of them, since he can take and use his machine guns and ordnance against it. Just a FYI, if a helicopter has 2 types of weapons like this one does, if you're in flying mode, you can hit against 2 different hexes, or if you're in hover, where you're going to have a better chance to hit, you can only put all your shots into 1 hex. So I'm going 1 hex. I'm going to take and fly him here, put him back into hover, and then fire. So start with the machine gun, 4 firepower against the hex versus their terrain modifier of 1. Oh, what is this crap? I'm rolling bad. All of a sudden, the dice gods have let me down. I got a 5 total versus... Wait. No, excuse me. Yeah, 5 total versus their 5 total. So that's a wash. We're going to have to go to his ordnance fire. My ordnance there in the back. I'll pull it up so you guys can see it right there. He's firing at the closest range. So with the adjacency bonus, it's going to be 10 or under to hit. And that's a 12, so the first one missed. Good grief. What is going on with the dice on me this time? 8, so that one hit. Good God, my machine guns missed. First rocket set a miss. The next rocket's hit. And now I'm using the HE equivalent, which is 4, and they do not get a terrain modifier on this roll. So I got an 8 total, and they got a 6. So it's hitting a 2 difference. Good grief. The dice have really changed on me on this one. All right, and their morale is 4, so I need a 3 to kill them off. That one's dead. Second one is also dead. So the helicopter did his duty and finish those guys off, even though it took him everything he had to actually hit them. Come on, moron, hit these guys. All right, and we are coming back to them, which we also know what's going to happen because they're at range 1, so we're going to have a well, this one's saying enter melee, but if we go down to the next one, it's going to be fire. So because these guys, like I said, they're not going to take and enter melee against Delta forces. That's just not going to happen. And this is the last group that they've got besides this shaking group over here. And that guy's really got nowhere to go because my guys surround him in every direction. So adjacency bonus fire here against my guys, 2 against a 0 terrain modifier. Watch it, my Delta guys are probably going to get killed the way the dice are going against me. Well, that wasn't too bad. They got a 6 against my 5, so it's only a 1 on the thing. So as long as I don't roll a 6, I'm good. 5. That was close. All right, so those guys are done with. I will go ahead and... Who am I going to move? Because I want to move some of these guys close to the objective. I'll tell you what, we'll just go ahead and move these guys here to finish off this wounded leader who is shaken. Since he's shaken, he can't participate in melee, which means he's down, and all these support weapons just stay in the hex. And we'll leave those guys there and hit them with a moved marker. It will go back to them, and now we're rolling on the mobs because they've only got mobs left. Where's my little chart here? We'll start with the mob, make sure it's on camera, way up here. All right, roll off on them real quick, see what they're happening. It'd be great to get ones all the way through and they all just disperse after all their forces are gone. 3 is growth at another mob. I've rolled a lot of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to see what they spawn. All right, mob's gonna spawn below it, and these guys go ops complete. All right, and probably some of the last fire combat you guys are going to see in this game is going to be my Delta here firing on these guys. And just tell me, yes, I've got a 40 mic left. Okay, I'm using the 40 mic against 1 half counter against these guys. So 2 firepower plus the 2 adjacency plus the 40 mic that I'm using gives me 6 against their terrain modifier of 2. So roll high for me. Okay, I can deal with that. Wow, they are rolling hot. If they had been rolling like this the whole game, would have been a completely different game. So they got an 8 total. I got an 11, which means 3 difference. And rolling on it, what is their morale? So anything but a 1 will kill them. Watch, it's going to be a 1. 3, okay, I can deal with that. Their last real combat unit is down. Mark my guys with a fired there, and I'm going to roll off on the remaining mobs that are on the table just to see if any of them do anything interesting, and just take and move the rest of my guys towards the objective, which is 12 points total that I'll have earned. We'll roll off on this mob here, see what they're doing. 1 dispersal, nice, I can deal with that. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, if you can, in Day of Heroes and you're playing the American player, stick to the buildings, because as I stated before, mobs can't enter buildings. So we will move these guys up here after we knock them all over. I don't even think these guys, did they even fire that much? Because I don't remember using the 249s all that often. So, whoop, wrong marker. They are moved. And we roll on this one. Hopefully another dispersal. 5, which means they move. According to the Somali player, they're only going to have the 4 cardinal directions, but we know that they're not going to move back the way they came or off the board. They're going to move towards the objective, so there's no need to roll off on that one. They'll go there. And marked. And what do I have left? Leave my stack of wounded guys here. Good grief, I cannot believe they got torn up as bad as they did right there at the end. See, I've got 2 Delta. Moved. These guys, since they're all torn up, wow, we'll just leave them there and pass on them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll move those guys up there. Actually, we'll move them 1 back just in case so the mob can't move towards them. And roll for that mob there. 6, again, they're going to be moving, and we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, since my guys are in all of those directions. 1, so they're going to go 1, 2 there. And my other Delta guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just have him join the other Delta here. And let's roll off on our last mob. Set a mob right down here and see where they go. 2. What is a 2 for the mob? Confusion. The US moves them. So I'm going to move these guys away. And that is the completion of the turn. There is really not much left on the board. The only thing left on the board now, as I stated, is mobs. There's a mob here, one there, and these 2 up here. So 5 mobs. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and we'll call the match at this point, because there's no way the Somalis can generate enough to actually slow me down. Because if I were to run this out, all I would do would be to take my helicopters, leave this one here, park the other one next to this roadblock, and blast anything that happened to spawn at the roadblock out just off the map. And the rest of my guys could literally move through the buildings around the mobs and get to the objectives here. And with this being turn 4, I have more than enough turns to race my guys up here to get the full 12 victory points required, while avoiding the mobs. The mobs will just take and, like I said, randomly move around my guys. There's just not enough enemy forces left on the board to stop me, and I don't want to bore you guys with watching that. But I did want to take and let you guys see the end of it, just to see what happened. I think it's kind of neat that they blasted my guys down here and actually did a serious amount of damage with those just 2 small half counters that were left there. And I think that really does show you that with Day of Heroes, you can't set up your units like you would in some of the other modules. Especially as the Somali player, you have to diversify. You have to spread your guys out. You have to have those sacrificial single counters running up and standing next to a stack, hoping that they get that one shot where they're firing with an adjacency bonus, because that's where they're getting the majority of their firepower, is the adjacency bonus. Because I remember a few of the stacks that when I added everything together and all the bonuses they got for having extra counters, they were still only firing with a 3 or 4 firepower with a huge stack, and they were firing RPGs and stuff, and it just wasn't working out for them. While these 2 counters that were down here, because they were adjacent and there were 2 of them, they fired with a 3 firepower as well and did some damage. But the Somali player would have been much better off had it been done that way. And I blame myself for that one. I set it up to what I thought would do well for him. But you live and you learn on it. I gotta say, this was a fun match. I did enjoy it. Of course, I enjoyed it because it was a slaughter fest. The dice gods loved the hell out of me throughout this one. Like I said, I do have a neat match picked out for Heroes of the Red Star. It's got American tanks, Russian tanks, some off-map artillery, and some other good stuff. And part of the reason I wanted to go ahead and get this finished out was so I could break down the frame and get the map switched out, because like I said, the map that I'm putting in here covers this whole frame, so it's going to be one hell of a match. I mean, you can see how big the frame is there. I've got all my books and stuff there behind it, and the map that I'm putting in there is going to cover that whole thing. That's going to be one hell of a game. You guys will definitely get a kick out of that one. If you have a game that you want me to play after Heroes of the Red Star, let me know. I'm going to take and squeeze in between Red Star is going to be bits and pieces of Fields of Fire, because I've pretty much read through the rules now. I've got kind of a grasp of it, so I'm going to get it down to the table and poke at it a little bit, and then try to record through not really a tutorial, but me kind of walking myself through it, so some of the other players who are newer to it can see and kind of learn through my mistakes on how to play that game. And I gotta say, the component quality is excellent. If you're on the fence about getting Fields of Fire, everything that I've heard about it is good things. What I've seen of it thus far of my own copy, I like, and the component quality is excellent. So if you're on the edge, I would suggest getting it. Anyway, I'm done rambling. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll get to them as soon as I can. You guys take care. I'll see you in the next video.